Am I coming in clear to you guys? I hope I am. Welcome. I am the Tank Commander, and welcome to my first live stream. Oh boy, I'm so excited. I didn't even really know how to do live streaming on YouTube. I mean, I had watched so much of it mainly on my phone and my iPad devices. Of course, iPad you see right up there. But yeah, I had never really done this on my computer, so. But yeah, we're gonna get started with my first stream today. And we're gonna be doing some building today. So, I'll show you guys the things that I had intended to build. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I got here 2 kits with me from the Polish company called Cobi. And Cobi is based in Warsaw, Poland, or in Polish you say Warszawa. And these are of 2 belligerents from the Second World War. And they are the Russian IS-2, or Josef Stalin, and the German Königstiger, or King Tiger. Now, before we move on, I'll give a little bit of background for it. Now, for the IS-2, it says IS-2M on this box. Well, that's really not the case. It's not the IS-2M. This is actually the IS-2 mod 1944. Now, the way that was the IS-2 first came out in late 1943. And with that coming out in 1943, it started off with the front hull being shaped like this. So it basically had the long plate here and a flat up plate for the driver's port. But that's when tanks like the King Tiger and its little brother, the regular Tiger, the Tiger 1, could easily penetrate that driver's hatch at regular ranges. So what they did was, to stop this, they decided to redesign the hull, and instead it basically went like this. So that 120 millimeters of hull armor is basically sloped at, I think, a 60-degree angle, which is very steep. And the IS-2 is armed with the 125 millimeter D25T gun. And I have to say, my friend who plays War Thunder, this is one of his favorite tanks in the game. And yeah, I mean, this thing was actually in service, I think, into like the 1960s or 70s. I have seen its bigger brother, the IS-3, as late as 2016 in regards to the Crimean conflict. How the effectiveness of that is, I will never know. And this one, the Deutschen Königstiger, the German King Tiger, was a German heavy tank built, and it was one of the heaviest tanks that saw action on the World War II battlefield. The biggest one being the Jagdtiger, or Hunting Tiger, which was a heavy tank destroyer. In fact, basically, because this tank weighed 77 tons, the Jagdtiger had 79 tons, so it was only 2 tons more. But that was basically going into the category of super heavy tank. But we'll get to that in another video. Now, this tank, I will say, was pretty effective. I mean, compared to the regular Tiger, sure, it weighed more, but it I wouldn't necessarily say it was as slow. It was definitely a little bit faster, and it had more effective armor on it. Now, this one, if you look, you'll have to look very closely, is that on the front, it's got this curve on the turret. This one is the early version of the King Tiger, which were the first 45 built with the Porsche turret. Because as you know, Porsche's design for the regular Tiger lost to the Henschel design, and it also lost to the King Tiger design. But these were the first 45 models of the King Tiger built. And, well, I have news to say that one of my ancestors happened to be the adjutant of the 501st SS Heavy Panzer Battalion. I kid you not. And that was actually the Panzer Battalion that Panzer Ace Michael Wittmann was in. So my ancestor was in charge of him. And I've actually seen the tank that he last used. But I'll get into that again as another time. So the King Tiger. The King Tiger had about 170 millimeters of frontal armor on the front, sloped to, I think it's probably 50 degrees, I believe. Anybody can tell me in the chat if I'm wrong. But yeah, and its side and rear hull armor are 80 millimeters. And with the turret, I think the stuck turret, I'm a World of Tanks fan, so if you hear me say stuck, that's kind of how it is. The stock turret, I think, has 115 millimeters on the front. I'll have to check. But the upgraded turret has 180 millimeters, but that's flat. Now, here's the thing with these, is that this is also armed with the 88 millimeter KWK-43 L71 gun. Give or take on words of effectiveness, the German tanks focus more on accuracy in order to hit at long ranges, but the Russians focus on big guns with heavy shells with separate powder charges to just bore their way through heavy armor. And these two did see action during the Second World War. And I gotta tell you, in more than one occasion, an IS-2 knocked out a King Tiger from the front. And you do have to remember, this may be 170 millimeters of frontal armor, but you're still dealing with a big 122 millimeter gun. So what we're going to do is we're going to build these today. And of course, I just got to start with this one. And of course, to help out, we got my little razor here. We look very closely. To help with the opening of it. Now you gotta realize these things are glued together, so use the razor. Sure enough, it comes right open. So this one has 630 pieces in it. 630, can you believe that? Box. I'm gonna use the box to put the garbage in, so. All right, so we got 3 bags together. Little instruction booklet. Get this thing so it'll fold right. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, it's one of those little challenge cards. Take a look. This is if you guys want to do one of these games with them. Pretty cool, huh? All the tactics and all that on the back. Armor values, whatnot. And we got base pieces here. All right, so as it shows with the instructions, we have to start with bag 1. A lot of bags. Always remember, for those who also build Legos as well, make sure you keep your workspace organized, because I've had the occasion of losing pieces before, and I've actually had to order new ones from the Lego company. But that's years back. I've moved on from that. What's that? We want pieces. Gotcha. The other thing is with a lot of these bags, it's hard to open them, so you can use the razor to cut them. But make sure you know how to use a razor carefully. One other good thing is I have smaller models of these things, so what can I say? You're a collector, you have your hobbies. Of course, they'd be more abstract than most, but hobbies is hobbies. Frankly, that's kind of another reason why a lot of us history people are more of the neglected type of people in society. Because, well, let's face it, we're not mainstream like a lot of other people. So, okay, so we follow this. Watch the right pieces. These. Always remember that you follow the instruction manuals clearly, because they give little hidden details here and there that I've unfortunately gotten stuck on thanks to that, because of me not paying attention. That's so exciting. We're starting to get the suspension pieces together already. Awesome. Right. Right. Like I said, gotta keep watching. If you guys are enjoying it, feel free to put anything in the chat. I are already using one of the big pieces now. Right. Moving along ever so swiftly. Good. These Butterfingers flew right through my hand. Yeah, Ron, it's like I'm already starting to sweat in this outfit. Oh well, you get used to it. Just try not to hurt your hands too much. Well, in case there are any new viewers watching the stream, feel free to check the thing in the chat that's on the screen right there. I will attempt to moderate chat a little bit, but of course the main purpose of the stream is this, so.
Getting anything? Let me know in the chat if you guys can still hear me. I can't tell because nobody said anything yet. All right. Thank you, Jacob Wecker. Lovely name, by the way. I know, again, it's kind of boring just seeing me build here, but you learn something when you build stuff like this. Especially, you should see all the stuff I got in my basement. Oh, boy. But I'm certainly not going to go into that. Smaller one. Perfect. Hey, Jake, quick question for you. Have you invited any of your buddies on the stream? Can you tell me in the chat? Well, like I said, feel free to share it otherwise. I mean, usually just doing the link might not be enough sometimes, but that's just me. So you do you. The downside with this is the glare in the windows here. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat, and I'll try and answer them if I notice them. small ones. Always remember to check. See? Check this here. Let me check that again. Okay, let's see. Apparently, we must have missed something. Why I say pay attention to the instructions, and what do you know? I screw something up. All right, we don't have to go back far. Just got to review what we did. Okay. Do ourselves a favor. Just gonna take the hat off. If my hair looks crazy, my apologies. Okay, let's just go through this one more time. Make sure. That's too big. Yeah, we got those. Second. Let's take a quick look. Wait a second. Aha, Eureka. I did find it. Okay, good. That was easy. Simple fix here and there. There we go. Now we can continue. Yeah, these two pieces right here, you see, like this and like this. These are the hinge pieces. So easiest way to do this is you're going to set them down. You're going to set the small one down first, and they're going to be interconnecting. So all you got to do is you put the top one on, the large one, and listen. Hear that snap? That means it went right in. That way, you'll be able to connect it up. Just like that. And so we got more to do. I'll take care of that. All right, so next we need these. Together. And all right, so this here. This again. Ah, yes, I see now. Mm-hmm. Go. Go. All right, let's see what we did this time. I think I see. No? Oh, I see now. No? Let's just check here. 5 and 1, 7. Okay. Okay. Back on. Mm-hmm. All right, so we got a little hinge piece right here. If you can see it right here. All right. Yeah, and here. I love it when they do these camouflage schemes with this. Holy smokes. All right, so now we're going to attach the headlight to this little hinge piece right here. So I'm going to show you guys. So you see this little piece right here? We have a clear piece right here. I'm going to take the clear piece and put it on the other hinge right there. Now we're going to take this. See the piece right there? We're going to take this. Oops, sorry. And there you have it. See? All right. Now add this flat piece for the front plate. That's the fun part. These pieces right here, you probably can't see them, are for the machine gun position for the assistant driver. These ones are always the hardest because you got to put them in such a weird way. Can also hurt your fingers a little bit. All right, so see, there's a machine gun pulpit. And we're going to attach it to the front hull. And put these on the back. Something here. Something here. And then put the thing at the bottom for this. And then we come to the hull. We attach it as such. You see, there's the official front hull of the Königstiger. And now we're going to continue with these. Sorry if I snickered a little bit. I was just thinking of something from a really hilarious video. But I'd rather not repeat it because it is rather vulgar. Okay. So apparently we seem to be missing a piece yet again. I don't think I left any in any of the bags. Nope. Okay, let's go back and see where we can find the issue yet again. Okay. That is very strange. We are apparently missing a piece. I don't know how to explain that, because I was pretty sure I put all this together correctly. And I don't necessarily want to take this apart from the bottom, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to. Yeah, that one's there. Just like it said. All right, let's just go along with this just to make sure. Those two, that one, those two, that one there. Let's see. Oops, that popped off. Hey, wait. I may have found the roots of the problem. Let's see now. This one right there. I was thinking, because this doesn't add up this way. Okay, let's just go back through this. It definitely looks like you got everything. I think I may have figured something out. Oh wow, already gone on 38 minutes already. Okay, so these are definitely way too freaking long. Yeah, I do apologize to you guys. I was not expecting this at all. But that's how it goes with trial and error. Are all those pieces on the guideline? Yep. We are looking for a 6 and I think an 8. There's an 8. Wait. No, that's correct. That is the most peculiar thing, that there's a piece missing, but it's not showing up anywhere. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's take a look. No, there's a 6 there. That is most peculiar. Hey, Tristan, glad you could make it. Sorry you're seeing me like this right now. It's just I'm trying to figure out a little predicament right here, because apparently this thing seems to be missing a piece, which is absolutely ridiculous because they're never supposed to send these things out pieces. So you know something? I may have a solution. Just make one last check. All right, looks like I'll have to improvise. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go grab one of my black Lego pieces and we'll use that. I'll be right back. Okay. Managed to find a replacement part. Perfect fit. All right, now we just gotta put this darn thing back together. Like, of all the things, I never expected that to happen. Oh well. Wait. All right, yeah. Here's one of those. Yes, I do work today. Well, you should have taken a picture of the schedule, so you should know. Another check of this. we are. I just have these flip-flop. If you viewers there have any questions about these products or anything, feel free to ask. Or there's two websites you can go on. You can go on the AAF Tank Museum webpage. There's a shop there. You go onto the Toys Mark. I know it's kind of strange, but you go into the Toys Mark and you can look at the, excuse me, you can look at the, you'll find it's called Cobi blocks under there. The other one, you can go on the Cobi webpage. This set, I think it's about $38. So it's pretty cheap for something like this. Lego sets this big, I'll be honest, I've probably seen them like, I've seen some of them go like around $40, $50 at the store. But then again, that's just me from like a while back, so it's hard for me to say. All right, now we're at the correct point. We'll move on. I know what this one's gonna be. This is gonna be the back of the tank. All right. Dropping things with butterfingers. All right, flip it over. All right, so we're gonna fold these pieces up now. Stick this piece in the middle. And then I got these two angle pieces. All right, now I connect this piece here. Got two other flat pieces here and here. And then we mount these pieces behind them. Flip it over. Easy on that. All right, be difficult. And so here we have the back section of the tiger. Tristan, please, that's not funny. I take my hobby very seriously. Thank you. All right, now let's get this confounded thing on the back. Spin it. All right, it's here. This one on the back. The front. Hey, Snazzy Potato, I'm sorry I didn't notice you in chat, man. All right. Here. And up here. I'm going to put the extra piece on this card here. And here we are. This is what it looks like after one bag. And that's one bag after two. Or excuse me, one bag out of the three. Oh, look at that. Bag number 2 is already pre-opened. Oh, rope piece. Now, you want to try and save your bags with these, because if you save your bags, you can throw the garbage in them, as I will demonstrate. And I see drive wheels. That probably means we're going to be, yep, tracks too. So this will be basically there are 2 out of 3 bags are going to be for the chassis and the hull. And the third bag is going to be for the turret. That's a very good question, Snazzy Potato. For the PT test, I mean, the one that I did was push-ups, sit-ups, the mile run, a sit and reach. Planks, I'll be honest, planks is a very good one, I have to say, because when I was in high school, the Army National Guard came, and I scored second in the planks. Although that's not necessarily, in my opinion, I don't think that's necessarily pushing you as much as things like push-ups and crunches and all that. I mean, for everybody, you need to have a good level of body strength. And technically, the planks are just you sitting in place. That's just you holding up your shoulders and your joints and your feet. But you have to remember, you have to keep moving. Because if you don't keep moving, well, that's basically, as you've seen how many people's, as you know, like everybody's metabolism starts to go down after they're 25. If you don't keep moving, and you're just doing things like planks, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get anywhere. Now, don't quote me on it, because like I said, that's only my opinion. So, yeah, I mean, frankly, I'd say if they add it to the test, it could prove something else. But again, that's just me. Now, I'm not going to cut open the tracks yet, because I'm going to do that once we get to the tracks, because I don't want those pieces getting mixed in with these. Oh, I see what we're doing. We're going to be building the sky skirts. Whoever's friends with Kaiser, I'm going to tell you again, get them off. I don't wish to have their comments, because I will report them. And no, do you see a wedding ring on my finger, wise guy? And being completely honest with every one of you, if you guys have a problem with me, just don't watch the stream. All right, so one side starts with a 3. It goes this. It goes this. Excuse me. Then we come to the green here. Okay. We come here. And basically repeat the process. All right. Next part, we come to the more angled pieces. All right, so here, tan green, and tan, and tan green, green, tan, green. The tools and all that. Now with these rubber parts, you gotta stretch them a little bit. So okay, so here are the two side skirts, you see? One of them's got the, I'm guessing it's kind of like a hose or something, and a shovel. And there's got, I want to guess it's probably like a jack bar or something, and another wire or something, whatnot. Static potato training tips as in what? Because that's a very broad question, I'll be honest. Are you referring to PT? Are you referring to like studying or something? Just a little bit broader indication, just to ask. Snappy potato, that was awesome, okay? I've heard other people ask that question, and that is hilarious. Well, how to not get yelled at? Basically just do as you're told, keep your mouth shut, and just do as you're told, really. I mean, there's not really any way the first several days that you don't get yelled at. I'll be completely honest with you. All right, gonna have to take this off and bend it down just a little bit more. Wait, actually, let's take a look. Ah, yes, I see. But that, man, that was funny. But yes, the main thing is do as you're told and don't ask questions. And like I said, keep your mouth shut. That's what I remember from doing my stuff. Oh my gosh, was that 5 years ago now? I think it was 5 years ago. Okay, so the one that I did was a training for a training program, so it was only 2 weeks. I believe common, maybe basic is 6 weeks. Where exactly are you going? Are you going to Great Lakes? I'm going over an hour now. Amazing. All right, so now we're doing the hatches. Yep, I knew it. That's basically the biggest no-brainer. When you're going to basic training, that's basically the big one that everybody goes to. But I think you should be fine. Not like one of those things. I mean, of course, it's nowhere near the difficulty of Marine Corps boot camp. I'll definitely tell you that, and I can definitely tell you my uncle, who is a Marine, can vouch for that. There is one thing that I do know. What we did was something called Hell Day, which is the big physical training day. And I'll be honest, it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but that was because it was so super hot where we were. And we had what was known as a Black Flag Day, which means that if it is 85 degrees or above, and I think it's 75, I think it's like 85% humidity. But yeah, I mean, it's a real good thing. I mean, thanks for asking that. I mean, yet I'm surprised a lot of other people never told you that. Just out of curiosity, Snatch Potato, did you ask your recruitment officers about that? Did they even tell you, or what? Okay, well, by easiest, do you mean as in boot camp wise, or what? All right, so we're attaching the engine cover now. Oh, in case I didn't. Okay, well, in general, that's really hard to say. I guess it depends on who you talk to. Boot camp wise, and I'll use this as a vouching from a World War II veteran who was in the Army Air Corps and then in the Air Force. Technically, the Air Force is the easiest to do, but that all depends on what you're comfortable with and what you want to do. I mean, basically, boot camp is simply this. It is to break you down and to build you up to become ready to start doing your occupations. Because as you must remember, and I say this for every branch, you are a soldier first, your occupation second. Now, what does that mean, in case you're wondering? What that means is the main reference is like if like many people who were medics during the Second World War said like, well, I got to do this job in order to save this person. Well, the person has a weapon and says, you're a soldier first, your job second. You're not like Desmond Doss, who was a conscientious objector. I hope that makes that easy for you to understand. If not, then, well, sorry I couldn't help you with that. All right, getting the engine grating. Oops, okay. All right, so we're now attaching these. Oh, I see these little things on the front are supposed to be the vision slits. If you look real closely on the hull, you see the two little pegs sticking up right there? Here, you can probably see it like this. Those two pegs sticking up, those are the periscopes. But a lot of you people didn't know that about tanks back then, and they still use them because, well, I don't think you really want to be sticking your heads out very often to get shot at. I can vouch for that. My great-great-uncle was a tank commander in the Pacific Theater. And the reason why he was a tank commander for his rank of a petty officer, not a petty officer, private first class, was because he was 6'4" and he couldn't fit anywhere else in a Sherman tank. All right, now we're attaching the wheels and bogies. All right, so these big black wheels come in multiple pieces, so. But if you guys do like the Lego type stuff and the history stuff, I definitely encourage you guys to do this. One warning though, if you do plan on buying them from overseas, do make sure that you're ready to pay quite a bit of shipping because they come directly from Poland. Just to let you know. Master at Arms? Is that what you mean? Master at Arms for like a company? I just want to make sure that you're saying the. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Well, I mean, it is a part of the company. I mean, I had a Master at Arms. I had a company commander and assistant company commander for my company at boot camp. Oh, you mean that? Okay, well, in boot camp, it's a little bit different. It's kind of like the third in command of your company. I don't see what would be a problem with it because one of my ancestors was a military policeman during the Vietnam War. And I know how many people complain about the police forces nowadays, saying that they're all strict and all that. Those people ain't seen what military policemen are like. So don't even try and post that argument. But I mean, my opinion, I don't see what's so wrong with it. Like, what's the basis of your question? Is there like some kind of concern you have with them or something? Oops. Like a Mexican jumping bean. All right, so before I show you with the tracks, this is what the chassis looks like. You see the front mounted machine gun there. See the different, these are what are known as double torsion bar suspension. The ugly thing about this is say you need, okay, so this is a little bit simpler to show, but these things would be in 3 rows. They'd be outside, this, and then inside. If you had to get in the inside of this, you'd have to take off these 3 and then these 2 on the back, and then to get to that one. That's the awful part about double torsion bars, that they are a pest to work with. Also, if you got mud and stuff stuck in there, yeah, that was a real hassle to get out, especially in Russia, because the temperatures were so cold. That stuff would get in there and freeze. They'd basically be out there for hours trying to cut those things loose. All right, so now we're going to build the tracks. All right. Now, the easiest way to put the tracks together, here, I'll show you these. So you see on the one side of the track, it's got these pegs here. And you, excuse me, you see on the other side of the track, it's got these inlets here. What you have to do, and watch closely, you have to stick one side in the little slot there, and then got to snap it in place. So what I do to do this correct, to do this easier, is you put the textured side down, and then you start snapping them down on top of it. So each of these is calling for 34. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 5 things of 6 and then 1 thing of 4. That way it goes up to 30 and 4. That off, that'll be 6. The biggest thing is when you get the, I'm sorry, I'm not ignoring your little message there, Snaz Potato. But the biggest thing is you want to try and keep it as an organized pattern as possible. I'll just finish this and I'll take a look at your message, Snazzy. Always remember to save your extra pieces, because you can use those to like customize your other projects and do other things as well, like replace pieces that you lose, or just wing it. All right, so there's 30. Oh, wow, what do you know? There's 34 exactly. Usually I never get kits that have like exact numbers of tracks. And then you just attach the lines of tracks together. And then you follow the booklet. Stick it underneath. And then connect it at the bottom. All right, let's see now. Air freshener? Ooh. If I was to be honest, like the best air freshener, because I did shipboard training on the battleship New Jersey, I basically say the best air freshener is your deodorant. So make sure you have it and use it, because you're going to sweat a lot on ships, even the modern ones. And I have seen the modern ones quite a few times. In fact, back in 2010, I saw the USS Hopper DDG-70 in Pearl Harbor. But air freshener, there was a certain one that my dad had in his truck. I think it's I don't know. I'd have to ask, because I don't usually really worry about air freshener. I didn't even know you could even have air freshener in your bunk room or whatnot. So, yeah, I think it is pine, Tristan. I think. I'm not positive though. My dad has had a few in his truck. But that was one of the older ones. He got a different one. I can't remember what it is though. It's a yellow one. I don't think it's vanilla or something, but I'd have to get back on that. Hey, Jake, are you still there? Just making sure. I'll be darned. An actually full total of tracks with no extras. Well, see, the program was introduced to me because I was getting off of my Taekwondo career at the time with martial arts. So I wanted to try something. The thing is, the thing that I was in, the only two things in our area are the cadets and the Civil Air Patrol. And I rather did the Sea Cadets because I was able to stay on board the ships where I am. And I'll have to be honest, those ships I find you should show. A lot of us people here in Western New York should show a lot more respect because, for one, the Little Rock, which is CLG-4, which stands for Light Cruiser Guided Missile. She's the last of her kind. She's the last of the Cleveland class of cruisers. I would suggest you guys look that up. All right, so after 2 bags, here is the full chassis. Isn't that nice? I love the camouflage schemes that they come up with these. They keep coming up with new models. It's absolutely great. But furthermore on your question, Snazzy, if I didn't go with the Navy, I would have definitely gone with the tanks. There's no doubt about that. I would have followed in my great-great-uncle's footsteps. Oh, gee, Tristan, you couldn't be any more deadpan than that? Also, bag number 3 is where we get the minifigure pieces as well. And you'll see their weapons. I'll be able to show you that. If I can get it correct. Again, Snazzy, like I told you in one of my other previous videos, or well, in the comments really, I'm medically disqualified, so I'm not going in. It's not going to happen. As I said, because the medical asthma requirements went up since 2005 with the Afghan war, the thing is, my allergy is very seasonal, so anything, yeah, I know, it sucks, but I'm enjoying my time at SUNY Buffalo State here in Buffalo. And yeah, I'm learning a lot. I mean, one of my best classes that I just took recently was a class on the history of Poland. Oddly enough, I think I may actually start learning how to speak Polish. I don't know a lot of Polish, but I'm mainly Polish, so I would think that. And I may also start learning German as well. Let me know, you guys, in the chat if you guys have ever thought about learning a language. Yeah, I took French for 5 years, but I'll be honest, after some of the years, it just wasn't fun. But that doesn't mean I did. That doesn't mean I forgot it. I still remember I still remember a lot of the basics, which I'll be honest, you should at least know in one other language besides your own, because it shows mutual respect. Okay. Let's get to flip that over. I can tell we're already starting to do the turret. What kind of music? Ooh, that's a good question, Snazzy. Whew. To be honest, I listen to a lot of types of music. I listen to pop, rock and roll, jazz. There's this thing that I kind of like. It's called K-pop, which is Korean pop music. There's another, but I'll be honest, I like a lot of them. It's just me being a history major, I like to show a lot of respect to a lot of the older style musics, like the Dixieland, the ragtime, and all that. And that's what my family grew up listening to a lot back then. Also, the swing big bands. But my favorite, I have to say, would be what is known as tropical. Now, what you're probably thinking is that is like some form of country, and that's absolutely not true. Because I did a research thing on the history of tropical music, and what tropical music is, it's basically it started out as the combination of the music of the Spanish conquistadors and the slave traders that came here to the Caribbean on the sugar plantations and all that, combined with the African slave tribal music. However, the term tropical wasn't starting to be used until after the Second World War by the sailors that were there. And up until I'm not sure how long ago, it was probably a couple of years maybe, but tropical music regarded everything except Cuban music. And of course, that's the reason for that is because Cuba was a communist country. And now it isn't, thanks to Raul Castro. Yep. Oh yeah, I also like piano music as well. And especially the Russian guy called Tchaikovsky. He's a really good, he had really good piano music, I'll be honest. Also, Johann Sebastian Bach, Mozart, Beethoven, all of them are good. Is that, oh yeah, that's the other thing I like to listen to, flamenco music, which comes from Spain. The next cruise, if you saw my first pre-cruise vlog for the next cruise, I'll just say it. It's in January next year. Now, the reason why it's in January is because we can't find any other time for it. Because it's the summer was really busy because the cruise I took last year was shortly before I went back to school, and that was a really busy cruise. But this one is in January, so hopefully it'll be good. The main thing everybody's hoping is for good weather. Yes, Tristan, same room. Yeah, it's funny because that's going to be the third time we've been in the same number room and the second time on the same ship, believe it or not. I'm not sure. I'm thinking maybe you guys can spread the word about this. I'm thinking, I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm thinking just before we leave Miami, I might do a live stream from the ship. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But that might be from my phone, though. So I don't know, but I'll see if I can even do that from the ship. So just spread the word. There's the possibility. Yeah. Talk about complex turrets for these things. I love it. Snazzy, if you've watched my cruise vlog last time, I think you know I'm going to do it. I mean, I am 21, but that doesn't mean I'm going to drink. As I said, it's my opinion. I don't wish to put such foul fluids in my body. But yes, absolutely, I do intend to party. Tristan, please explain that last thing you just said. I'm sure you would too, Snazzy. No, my favorite Transformer was Optimus. I don't think I've watched the Transformer movies in a long time. Holy smokes. Now that you mention it. Again, Tristan, I play the mobile version. I play World of Tanks Blitz, which is on my iPad. A new thing did come up. I'm trying to go through an event. You guys will be able to see the tanks once I get all 3 of them. It's just I gotta work real hard to get them, so that's gonna be a little bit up for waiting. Just to let you know. Oh yes, I forgot to tell you guys just one thing. Just make sure you take it easy on your language in the chat, please. Just don't overdo it, okay? All right, so we got the turret cheeks here. This is going to be where the gun's going to go. And right now we're working on the thing. What are you talking about, Snazzy? I don't get it. On chat where? You mean on YouTube or something? Well, no, I mean, watch your language in the live stream chat. But technically, I have gotten a chat ban because I've said a few things that were insulting. And I'll be honest, I think wargaming should really stop that because it's just like people are so easily triggered, and it's especially on the North American server. Like half the people say insults like that. It's like, for God's sakes, it's not like they're coming from your mouth. But then, what do you expect for a gaming company based in Russia? No offense to people of Russia. All right, starting to get these things together. I like it. What's that say? Okay. Flip. Bouncing all over the place. Yeah, okay, Tristan. Not very funny with the Russian bias. Like I haven't heard that one too many a times. Oh boy. Wait, I see. Those look different. Yep. Oh, the reason why I'm not showing the one from Sam Grace is because that was really uncalled for. With people like me, I appreciate other people from other parts of the globe. Thank you. So I do. I appreciate it if you guys would keep the racist remarks to a minimum. Thank you. Nothing personal against you. It's just, I'm sure if somebody else saw that, they wouldn't like it. Okay, and I'm curious, why are you saying that? All right, where is, aha. Nope, that's the other one. Don't want to lose your pieces. And here we are, the Deutschen Balkenkreuz, or Balkan Cross. So this is going to go on this side of the turret, mounting now. So as you can see, the turret's coming together. Ah, good for you. Good for you, Snazzy. Good for you. Interesting. I bet the wonder if that was probably for like a machine gun or something on there. Well, I'm glad those who are here have stuck around for it. I know I kind of started like about a minute or so early. I didn't think the uploading thing would go so quickly. Yes, yes. That one's all too common to me. Heh. Well, catch you later, Snazzy. You know, guys, maybe I might do a stream tomorrow. So just might. All right. Hatch. Going for the back of the turret. Oh, I see. It needs that instead. Well, I said with the stinking glare on this stuff, can't see nothing. Knock yourself out, Tristan, by all means. And again, don't forget to share it. All right, so we're adding the hatch for it now. Okay. Oh, I see. Mhm. So if I saw that correctly, we are adding the 242 onto this. Hey, look on the thing stream, 242. And on the other side, we're adding the same 242. All right, so we're going to attach these to the sides of the turret. Oh, hey, Emmers, what's up? Glad you could make it to the stream. All right, attaching that to the turret. And now we're completing the other side of the turret. Oops, that was flying out of nowhere. And that goes flying that way. But once it gets to the end, it starts getting a lot easier. Mhm. All right, and we are attaching the other side of the turret. So here, this is the main turret spot. As you can see, as I told you in earlier, it was the curved front, so this is the Porsche turret. And remember, don't use the term Porsche. That's the lazy American way to use it. It is Porsche, after Dr. Ferdinand Porsche. All right, so next we move on with the next part, which is setting up the machine gun. I guess it is. I don't ever recall seeing any of those with machine guns. When we take this, and that's like this. We attach it like such. And there's the machine gun mounted. Very nice. And now we get to make the gun. Start the mantlet, or the gun rammer. Attach that. Attach this piece. Take this black piece here. Now stick it inside it so it can stick. Oh, hey, Liv. Just a second, guys. I really shouldn't be doing this with my teeth, but whatever. We'll make it work. That. This. 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 Oop. Back there. This. 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 And we add the main gun. Sure it's set. All right, so we're gonna add it this way. Oh, give me just a second, guys. Gotta fix this thing. Okay, so I got it. Thing was just in a little bit too far. That's no big deal. All right. Gun is set. Take the rotation piece and mount it to the bottom. We're going to flip it. And we are going to attach the turret to the tank. There we go. And we have these soldiers to put along with them. So we've got a grenadier, a gunner, and a commander. Or as it's known as eine Grenadier, eine Kanonier, and eine Kommandant. So we start off with the Grenadier, and this has the Sturmgewehr STG 44 or 44, which it is called. So that's that in that color. All right, so next we have the gunner. So here's the cannoneer. Cool. And funny thing, here are the rounds that would be coming out of the gun. So I'm guessing, yes, we can. Here, I can show you guys this. You can take the rounds and just stick them right back in the little spot in the turret. Pretty cool, huh? And finally, we have the Panzerkommandant, which has his binoculars and the Luger P08 9mm pistol. So, what we can do now is we can open these hatches up We can stick the figures in them. Of course, not all of them can fit. And here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Königstiger, the Porsche Königstiger, with that long 88mm gun. Pretty cool, huh? So, seeing how much time we have gone through almost 2 hours. But you know something? Why don't we try going further? We can try going with the IS2, like I promised. I'll slide you over. I'll set the Königstiger off over here so you can see it. With these, don't need instructions anymore. And so, IS2 mod 1944. This one's easier because just got the tape holding it shut. Third bag. First big bag. Base pieces. And this time we're going to try not to be so stupid. All right, let's crack this thing open, shall we? Oh, that didn't work. Nope. Little one trying to run away. All right, so we can begin. All right, it's just got to scoot up because we got to get this done. Interesting suspension system, these Russian heavies, I gotta be honest. Oh, one popping off on me.
missed it. It's always so exciting when we get new kits. In fact, this one was probably introduced about, say, 1-2 months ago. A little bit more than that, probably. But that one they decided to rapidly ship over from Poland, which was incredible. Where are you hiding? Are you hiding? No? There you're hiding. All right, so I've already used up all the big pieces already. You know, your fingers can get very raw after these things, so yeah. Oh. So, ooh, next we get to start putting on some of the green pieces already. How awesome. So, because we're starting on the thing, we're starting the suspension. See, look at these pieces. See these wheels? It's got a flat end on one thing, and if you look on the other side, it's got a recessed end. So, seeing how it goes, you have to put the flat end in, because that means it's going to spin. Listen, hear that? That means it spins. And now we move on to the next part.
All right, so we got a part for the front. What's going on here? And I got 2 hook pieces going on as well. Yep, that's the front, as you can see it on the box. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, see what I tell you? I made another screw up again. But don't worry, this one's a lot easier to do. All right, so we're going to reattach this. Make sure these pieces for the center. We're going to take 2 of these, mount those on, and then mount this on. There we go. See? Plain and simple, done and done. All right, so now we got to mount 2 of these on the back. Adding the first spinners for the suspension now. Yep, added another thing here. And that's set. Spin it around. Start adding these pieces. Oops. Now we start adding the big pieces. All right, so go with these pieces here and here. Attach these on the ends. Then we start moving with these pieces. Wait, Okay, I see. All right, problem. Just gotta move them up one more. Always know that if you get stuck in one way or another, make sure you have one or two ways to get out of it. Of course, if it's one of those one-way roads. So now you can see we've added the engine. Simple, but effective. Already starting to add the pieces above the tracks now. That's great. It's actually kind of funny. Once you get a rhythm of these things going, you'll basically be just fine for the rest of the time that you're building them. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see what's next. Take one of these. We're going to be adding the light to this now. As you can see, the little clear pieces right here, those are the lights. That's basically all they can do, really. And there you go, light on the front of the tank. Hmm. Gotta get the little pieces in front. Now remember, it's always those little pieces that can show the difference. All right, we're starting to add the hull now. If you guys didn't see in the picture, there's a 412 on the front. All right, so they want the flat pieces for this now. Like I said, always make sure you check both big and small pieces. We get to add spare track links to this. Cool. All right, so now we're adding this onto the back as it's showing. As you can see, because it's got that back slopage of the back engine, so yeah. All right, so we got all those pieces. So we're going to put those aside now. And now we shall crack into bag number 2. Again, we're going to put the tracks aside. We've got a lot of rubber pieces. That's going to mean for the drive wheels. Or basically just suspension wheels, I should say, sorry. This one there. You don't. There. Oops. Now, let's get to work. Turn it back this way. Again, there are 2 types of pieces here that are marked A and B. So, like I said, you always want to make sure you're checking. Now we're adding these textured pieces here, as you can see. That noise in the background you're hearing is my sister in the kitchen. Oh, really? We're already starting to put in the turret parts now. That's cool. And again, we're building up the front. As you can see how the engine is starting to go on the back with the angled back. And here's the front, again with the 412. All right, so we're starting to do the engine now. I'm probably guessing the engine cover, I should say. All right, so this is a turn around, and this is for the engine, as I did say. And then we got the taller angled pieces, which are going to go on the back here. Big black piece on here. Smaller black piece going on the front here. And we got another piece for the front. Going to mount on here. And then we have some of these pieces here. I'm going to mount one on the right side and two on the left. And we got more pieces coming on top of pieces here now. Sorry about that. I was pressing a little bit hard on the back. Oh, I'm doing fine, Emma. I'm doing just fine. Thank you. How about yourself? Mm-hmm. I'll mount this on here. Okay, so we have these next. Okay. That's good to hear, Emma. Good to hear. All right, so now we're going to be flipping this over. And we're going to be putting the suspension wheels on. Now, the one thing is you want to make sure, you got to be careful because rubber, as though rubber does stretch, this is hard rubber. So remember not to wear your fingers out, because as you can look, my fingers are already pretty red. So now the tires only go on one way. If you look closely at these, see that little lip at the bottom? That means they have to go on. They have to go on from the side that doesn't have the lip. Now you can do these a few ways. I'm trying a new way by setting the rubber down and then taking the wheels, having them flip up, and then putting it down that way. There are other ways, I mean, that I've done before, but this is a new one, so I'm just trying it, see how effective it is. And it hurts a little bit more, but that's because I got raw fingers. Yeah, I think I'll go back to that old way because it works a lot better. All right, so now because these are double wide and you gotta make sure that you do these correctly, like I said, you gotta put them on one way and make sure it's on correctly. So for the first set of wheels, they're gonna have the flange end go inwards because the outer one has to go on the outwards and it has to be able to stay on. And I'll explain that in a little bit. since the well, basically the steps are similar around, just gonna do all of them at the same time. Oh, thanks, Liv. Thank you very much. Though it is kind of sweaty, I'll be honest. I forget, what is it, like 80 something degrees outside? It's probably hotter at your house because you don't have any trees like I do. Well, I shouldn't say you don't have any trees. You do have, I think you have 2 trees or 3. I don't remember. Oh. Yeah, one of my little boys was looking at the boxes. In fact, just to clarify, so you guys aren't confused why I said one of my boys, I'll show you. Here he is. This is Jackson. He's one of my cats. That's why I call him one of my boys. There you go. Yep, my cats are gonna be 5 years old this year. They're not like dogs. They don't grow much. They don't grow very, very big. I'm not gonna try and find where his brother is. He's probably hiding under my sister's bed. That's usually the most common place he goes, especially on Thanksgiving around here. Okay, so now I just realized how the difference is that these are right here. These wheel pieces are the ones that go on the outside, so they're going to be a little bit different. But hopefully they're not necessarily tricky with, oh, that one just slipped right into the wheel. Awesome. Yeah, these are tricky. These are trickier kits to do. I mean, of course, they got instructions. I mean, that's, well, no brainer. But I mean, these ones, these are really only if you're one of those people who wants to do more of the military stuff like me. I mean, Liv, you obviously know it. Yes, I do work today. So over there. Why, are you planning on showing up tonight? All right, now we can mount all these on. Now, hold on, let's check something. Oh, I see. Yep, this one I could have sworn I put on correctly, but I guess not. Like I said, always good to double check. Oh, have fun. Okay, so also part of the suspension thing, got to put the big ones on the back. Now, the difference between the Russian one and the German one is because the German one has the transmission at the front. So the one at the front is going to basically be more pulling along, and the Russian one is going to be pushing it along. So here's the suspension, as you can see, and that's the reason why I said there were so many, is because these are just single torsion bar and not the double torsion bar. So these ones will have a lot easier time in the cold and snow and all that. Okay, so now we move on to adding the tracks. So we got, okay, so 35 each side. So with that, we can do 5 lines of 7. This thing will just stop moving back on me. Get the extra pieces out of the way. And it's strange how that tank had 34 per side, and this one has 35. Oh well, doesn't matter. As long as they fit. It's a lot harder for the smaller tanks because the smaller ones are a lot trickier than to put these wide ones on. But I'll explain that in like another stream. You know what? Maybe I might stream tomorrow. I probably will stream at some point in the day. I may do it a little bit earlier because it's already 4:30 in the afternoon, which is pretty late. But at least people are enjoying it, sort of. I mean, after all, it is the first stream. Oh, so this one actually has extra pieces, unlike the other one. The other one was perfect. Right? Now for the second one. It's funny, if you look closer, you can see the oh, glad you did, Liv. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, if you look real closely, my hands are basically very veiny now because all the blood is pumping through them like, it's basically glugging through like liquid through the bottleneck of a bottle. All right, so only 2 extra track pieces. Not a worry. And here is the full chassis. The wood logs are supposed to be what are known as unditching beams. It's to help them get like out of, kind of like to get them out of the mud or something, or if they get stuck on something, but that's the chassis. So, time to open bag 3. And that is what's going to have the turret, gun, and minifigure. I think there's only one. Oh, there's 2 minifigures. Okay. Yep. I bet that was probably the turret. Holy smokes. Well, it's not finished yet, Liv. It's not finished yet. It will be. Eventually. Hopefully before my fingers start to bleed. One thing you gotta check about these things is the fact that they get stuck together so many times, and that's another thing that many people don't necessarily pay attention. I do admit I don't necessarily pay attention half the time. Yep. Ooh, this is interesting. Got some of those pieces in it, huh? All right, so it's got some of the squares. All right. Moving on again. I see. Okay, so we're starting with the white stripes now. Oh, well, hello, Cooper. Come here. Come here. Come on, buddy. Streamers say hi. This is my other cat, Cooper. This is Jackson's brother. I know, they look nothing alike. I think their mother was like a mixed breed or something. Or you're just going to be a little intruder now? All right, fine. Okay, so where were we? All right. Go along. Mm-hmm. In case anybody was wondering about why all the parts on the inside are black, I don't exactly know, but I can definitely say I don't think you'd really want to have them black on the outside unless that's a necessary thing. But yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining. I think it's pretty cool. Okay. Mm-hmm. Where are you? There you are. In case anybody else is wondering why there are some voids in some of these tanks, like by void I mean like one of those empty spaces that you put the pieces over. The reason is because you can't necessarily fit all those pieces in the tank. It would just overload them. And I mean, well, you gotta make sure that you're not giving people too much of a hard time trying to build them, of course. So yeah, I mean that's that part of that. Well, it's coming along with the turret. I think the turret is probably the hardest part nowadays. I mean, there's just so much that goes on with it. Ooh, we get to add this. You get to add the red star. Okay, and we also add 2 of these on the top. And we're also adding this. We're adding another piece with the 412 on it. All right. Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. All right, so we're already adding the gun pieces. Cool. Mm-hmm. Incredible. Very incredible. Interesting. All the interesting shapes and angles and all that. It's incredible. Well, it is kind of strange. All the different ways that they're having one put these pieces on. Okay. Let's check that. There you are. All right, and the next red star piece on the white stripe. Mm-hmm. All right, we're adding the white to the back side of the turret now. Well, this is cool. We're adding the machine gun now to the back. All right, so now we're adding the hatch. Now on Russian tanks, they usually had the two-plated hatches, which meant that it was a two-piece. So they'd open one and open the other. Earlier German tanks also had that type of hatch too, but nowadays it's just more prudent to have the single-piece hatches, really. All right, so we're adding this on. And the big flat piece. It's almost done. Flip the turret over. In case you're wondering what the things are throwing over, that's just cat hairs. So, I mean, you already saw my cats, so yeah, little bundles of joy. All right, adding the part to turn the turret. That's going to be a spare because there's more than one. And next we're doing the gun itself. So here we go. And this thing's all green, so it helps. And then we add the big muzzle brake on the front. And now we attach it to the turret. And then we, as it says, mount it on the tank. And then we got a shovel here that goes here. And then we got this thing that goes here. And then following the box, we start putting together the infantry. Oh, cool, one has a cape. And this guy's got a big machine gun with it. That's cool. So here we are with the first Russian person with the machine gun. Ah, and this one's carrying the red banner. A glorious Russian flag. Hold on a second. And here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the Russian heavy tank, the Joseph Stalin II, the IS-2 Heavy. Is that not pretty? I like it. I mean, the model, the turret, I'd have to say, is kind of small for the body, or maybe it's the minifigs are just too big for the thing. Let me take a look at this real quick. Yeah, that part didn't go all the way in. Just make sure it goes all the way in. All right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, here they are. The two heavy tanks that were fierce rivals on the Eastern Front. Isn't that incredible? So, yeah, I mean, this is what I end this stream on. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And this is another thing I love to do. I love to build, love to do models, love to do a lot of things. And I hope I'll see you guys. I promise you, I will have another stream going tomorrow. So, we'll catch you guys later. And we'll be seeing you on the next stream, okay? Ta-ta!